Practical Faith listeners, how are you guys doing? Guys, it's another blessed day. It's another day to praise and glorify Jesus' name because we are children of God. Today, Genesis 38, it's a story. Go read it. Go read the whole story because I'm going to split this into two, today and tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do because there's just too much. There's one central theme message here, but it's just too much to do all at once. But it's a story. It's like I'm just sitting and I'm just shaking my head. And like I've read it a couple of times, trying to dig deeper, trying to, go further, but I'm just shaking my head. It's like, what is happening here? Now, it's based on Judah and Tamar. Tamar is Judah's daughter-in-law. Okay. The first thing that I want to get, the first message I want to get, the other message will be tomorrow. The first message is stick to your word. How many times have you promised someone something and you've never stuck to it? Let's change it around. How many times have people promised you things, but you never stuck to it? Well, they never stuck to their word to you. Did you enjoy it? Did it cause damage? How many times do we hear of parents either being mothers or fathers, especially when they're separated, they make promises to their children and then they just don't pitch up? You know what scars it brings? It leads them to do ugly things. It leads them to do stuff out of their character. Why? Because the trust is broken. And that's one thing that I just want to put on here. If you say you're going to do something, do it. I've been on both ends. I'm not going to act like just the victim here. I've been on both ends. I've made promises and I've broken it. And it's caused some serious damage. It's caused, it's caused people not to trust me anymore. Fair enough. Because I actually went to go say something. I said I will do it and I never did it. So how can they trust me? And again, how can I trust people? When people have promised me things and then they don't do it. You see, Judah promised Tamar something. He promised her that, that the third son would go sleep with her in order that she could have a child. Because that was their custom in the day. It was very different to ours. Yes, it sounds weird. It sounds unthinkable in our day and time, but that's just the way it was. You see, the first son, Judah actually went to get his first son, a wife who was Tamar, and he died because he was wicked. He was a very wicked man, and it says there in Genesis 38, go read it, the Lord put him to death because he was so wicked. The second son, Onan, was actually given to the wife, not as a husband, just to go make a child so the family line could continue. That was their custom, that was tradition, very different, very weird, if I can put it, compared to our day and time, but that's just the way that they done things. And instead of, when he slept with her, he didn't mind sleeping with her, but every time he slept with her, he would pull out and he would spill his semen on the ground. That's what the word says. He spilled his semen on the ground, and for that, the Lord found it. You know what? He didn't find it good because he actually put Onan to death. Onan died because why? The wages of sin is death because of his disobedience. He had one job. Let's be honest, not the worst job in the world. And yet, he still did it his way. See, he promised his father, or he said no, he would. When it was time to sleep with her, he did that. But he spilled his semen on the ground so she couldn't conceive. Again, another promise is made. And yet it is broken. And he paid. See, the wages of sin is death. That's what the word tells us in Romans. The wages of sin is death. And this is what's happening because they're all disobedient. And then Judah promises the last son, the younger son, when he's old enough, he will send her to Tamar because he sent Tamar back to her parents to go live there. When he's old enough, he will send her there. But do you think he did? And this leads to greater consequences, and this we'll get to tomorrow's story. Because this actually leads to prostitution. You see how things go from bad to worse when we don't stick to our word. Go read it, and then tomorrow, we're going to have fun, and we're going to enjoy this topic, and we're going to see what we shouldn't be doing, and what other people shouldn't be doing with us. Guys, if you make a promise, stick to it because it can really affect other people, especially when it comes to your children, especially when it comes to your loved ones. Because your word, your honor is attached to that promise. We don't realize it, but people hold us to that, and then they'll say, I'm a liar, or he's a thief, or he's this. And you know what? That stigma sticks with us forever, or for a very long time. So guys, my basic message today is, please, if you make a promise, stick to your word. If you say something, actually do it. Don't be one of those, no, I will, and then you don't, because you can cause serious damage, mental damage in other people's lives. Blessings, guys, and that's a message I have for today.